go somewhere new. And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean current till the waves flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. And I know I'm only getting higher till it feels like I can walk through fire. And I know I'm only getting higher till it feels like I can walk through fire. Trying to step back and see the view from above, 'cause I know that nothing lasts forever. And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean current till the waves flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. 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 past, all tied up like a captive. I'm to you. Used to pay to my life, standing on rainbows, playing it cool. I haven't felt this in ages, and I've no more patience. So won't you please stay a bit longer? You're making me stronger, making me stronger. Stay a bit longer. You're making me stronger, making me stronger. You're stronger. You're stronger. Stay a bit longer. You're making me stronger, making me stronger.
Good
Live.
afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Let's AMP. I am your caster for today. With me is Cal, my co-caster for today. We are here at the National Esports Championship 2022. Finally debuting after being upcoming in the Asian Games back in 2018, where third meta was the first one in getting a bronze medal for India during Hearthstone. And well, today's the big day for every player here in interesting of League of Legends. It's going to be an interesting game. Why is it? Because the winner of today's game goes into the next round of the winner's bracket, and the winner of the entire tournament here has then the honor to be the representing team in the game of League of Legends to represent the entirety of India. And while we today have the at least first four games to prove, where the team of Temple of Kings is going to go up against the team of Coco, and in the second game it's going to be Pineapple Cake versus the team of Support No Vision. As already said before, my co-caster today here is Cow. Cow, how are you feeling? How are you doing?
I'm feeling excited, honestly. Like looking at these teams, I'm expecting some banger games. Looking at some of the champions and some of the picks, I'm excited for what we're going to see here, honestly. So yeah.
Yeah. So I am. It's actually going. It may not sound that important just yet, but it's going to be a very interesting and also very important tournament when it comes down to the seeding. Because as said, it's going to be the representative to which are going to be held in September 2022 in Hangzhou in China, in a big event as well. But before that, there is still a lot of work for our players, which are, well, already having probably been doing their best. And as I said before, back when Turf Meta won the bronze medal, he also stated that he's also very excited for the NESC 22, because he, as well as we all, know that all of us, all of the players, all of the coaches, all of the trainers have been practicing and preparing. But before we can further go on, the first game of the day is already going to start. And it is already being a little bit ahead of schedule because Pick and Ban phase in this first game has been excluded due to time reasoning. And that's a completely perfect thing to do. And we are going to see, as I said before, the first game of the day. Temple of Kings playing on red side versus Coco Cats playing on the blue side. It's going to be one hell of a game. So until then, I hope you all stay, and we will be right back after a short break.
Till minions spawn.
We are in game already. Yeah. Actually, so yeah, quickly talk about the actual like drafts here a little bit as well. See it. Did see a little bit of a well, just protecting the invade here first of all. So.
What are we making out of the situation? We have a lot of things to take care of. We have Nero on a champion I really personally don't like to see on Yasuo, but this might actually be very, very interesting. Like a Yasuo, everybody who plays League of Legends knows that Yasuo is quite known as a Feast of Famine champion. He will either carry the game by himself or he will be the sole reasoning that it's going to be lost. But he knows how he's going to play this. He already has fleet footwork to make sure he's staying healthy, while Katarina be running that ignite and teleport to make sure she has kill pressure, as well as like just TP pressure in general, killing as all hell, and just being an absolute menace. In the top lane, we have some very interesting matchups, and it's Zuko's set going up against Sussy Baka. The people who may not know this, but well, Sussy Baka actually lost himself a good set game. Sadly, he himself has not had the opportunity to get to this. So, if you're looking like at the jungle matchup, what can you tell me a little bit? We have Diana versus a Kindred. How do you think this is going to play out for the beginning of the thing? For the beginning.
So, well, Diana has a lot of early skirmishing, and so does Kindred, right? She has her E. And
yes,
her
of
E,
course.
right?
Her E to like early execute, like literally.
Yeah, it's an early execute, right? So one thing that's like kind of interesting to see, right, is how lucky are you basically when it comes to the Kindred's stack spawns? Because if they are very lucky and you get a very early lead, honestly, you can snowball the game out of oblivion and really take over the game.
Oh, yes.
Now, of course, one thing that's worth noting is, yeah, we talked a little bit the Diana Yasuo combo. It's very easy to execute, honestly. The Diana has to all get a pretty or get a really good ult, and Yasuo honestly presses R, and then the rest of the team can follow up pretty nicely. I would say the red side here, they have a little bit of a harder comp to execute. They have the Kindred, they have Renata, they have Katarina who can jump in and, you know, have a lot of fun, honestly, in the back lane or in backside. Yeah, so we have a little bit of a freeze here. I think if you press P, I believe, there it goes.
While we have like this very short freeze, I also want to point two more things out. It's not only like the Diana Yasuo combo that's going to be very, very rough to play against. They also have like a set who also just makes people airborne while he's like just existing. And the first skirmish is already happening around that.
Yeah, I mean, they have to prioritize this, right? That Kindred we see on the map there, we do see the Kindred, it had a spawn, right? It had a stack on it, so yes, having an early lead here, it provides a lot of value, honestly, for just a simple stack, honestly. Now, I believe it's after 3 stacks, it starts spawning in the enemy jungle, so you have to do some invading. And it's It can be a mental
assume, yes.
game.
Before. I also want to point out Yasuo is going to have one hell of a game. Like, the only champion that's like perfectly missing for the entire thing here would be a Malphite to just like get the spicy 5-man knockup. But with the Diana knockup, the airborne, the set knockup, I think even his E allows a little bit of a displacement to like allow Yasuo to ult in. And I don't think I need to explain about the about what the Nautilus is doing. He just needs to just exist, press R, and just let the Yasuo go absolutely ham.
Yeah, for sure, right. It's very similar to how it's very similar to how what is it? A thresh hook works, right? It's a very momentarily knockup that you can use to just like go in and, you know, use that tiny window. So there is a lot of knockup. Like, actually, I didn't think about it, but every single champion that they have on blue side here, Nautilus has a knockup, Vayne has a very tiny knockup, because that is a knockup.
Oh, really?
Under Condemn, right? We do have some little bit of technical issues, so pardon that. Yeah, I'm
don't
pretty
worry.
sure.
We have a lot to talk about here. There is a lot of good information coming around here. But we have been like talking very good things about blue sides so far. Like setting up the Yasuo and trying to get him as ahead as possible is like the main win condition they are facing here in the early game. Meanwhile, on the side of Coco, at the side of Temple of Kings, they just want to scale. They have an insane late game composition. They have a Samira who can literally 1v5. We have what? Okay.
Yeah, so we have some technical issues. Yeah. And yeah, right. On the side of the red side, right, we have Katarina, Samira. It's a very explosive. They have very similar ults, honestly. Now, of course, Katarina can't move around in her ultimate, but it's a lot of AoE damage. Yeah. And if you knock that up with a Renata ultimate as well, they're going to be tanking a lot of damage. That is.
Yeah, that is indeed true, but that also like beckons the fact that they either need to get the Katarina ahead, Samira ahead, or both of them are ahead, or at least have them to stay even, so that they later on in the team fights are able to consistently put out damage, well, as they are meant to do. Because if you don't have the items, or are just falling way too far behind because of some maybe poor plays, or just having a few issues when it comes to laning phase, because as a Vayne and a Nautilus can be very oppressive. They can just make sure you are not moving anywhere, and if you're unlucky and not paying attention and stand behind a wall, you're as good as dead. Then, of course, there's also the case of the Kindred. Kindred can just free fire from behind if she's able to get a few marks. That is just something she can do, which... well, it's her entire shtick. She wants as many of those stacks as she possibly can gather. So she's going to probably look for very early skirmishes and trying to keep those skirmishes around. She can just mark one target, trying to force either a gank or a skirmish around this, which is a double-edged sword. Because if you know she's coming for you, well, either play passive, ask your jungler to like counter gank them, and just make sure that Kindred falls behind. A Kindred that falls behind has basically... I wouldn't say no help, but her ultimate is only like going to do that much in a team fight because, well, if I see a Kindred ultimate and I'm noticing I'm getting bursted down or getting slow, I'm just going into the Kindred ultimate, getting myself a heal, and then just waiting for my entire team to follow up. And as said, Yasuo only needs one good knockout. Yeah. But before we can further go on this, Cal, we have to go to a little break because we just heard from the production that we have a little bit of a technical issue. Is there anything else you want to say or what you think to want to point out before we go to a short break?
No, we can quickly hop to that break.
All right.
like you were already mine. Surreal to me, how you make me feel wild and calm at the same time. Never felt so alive. Thought I was crazy until I reached out and saw your hand there waiting for mine, like the stars had all aligned. I lay beside today, tonight, your vibe, desire, our eyes on fire. And I breathe your aura, can I leave your aura? You have me like gravity. You don't have to try it, it's just like a magnet. You have me like gravity. You have me like gravity. You just like it's like it's just like a magnet.
Oh no, that is what they all say when they see me pouring some oil. Oh, think it's empty again. Better fill it up before I go. Cause I'm loving it, feeling it, touch me and being it. See what I see in it, I'm typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, let it all go. Oh Lord, think you know what I'm like, but you don't fall, you lose control. Bittersweet melody when I dance on your fly. Cause I know what you don't, it is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up, babe. How sad. Oh boy, got so hot I forgot what I should have thought of before. Sure ain't easy for you to let off the rules, cause that's so much fun. Are you loving the feeling it? Touch me, are you in it? Don't see what you're seeing, but typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, please let it go. Oh no, think I did it again. I said a few things that I shouldn't have done. Well, bittersweet melody when I dance on your fly. Cause I know what you don't, it is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up, babe. How sad.
Welcome back, ladies and
And
gentlemen.
we
Thank
are
you very much
back.
for your patience. We had some few issues with the technicalities, and sadly, we're not able to keep the last 5 minutes saved. Which, and sadly, a few things have happened. But we are going back directly into the game, where things are going to, well, things have already developed, sadly, over the last few minutes. As you can see, Yasuo already having himself the three kills. Katarina as well, 4 kills. So mid lane had one hell of a game in the meanwhile. So, looking at the scoreboard so far, Carl, what can we expect for the further development of this game?
Katarina is ahead.
I can't
Seth
hear
is
you,
kind of going.
so I just assume everything is going to be fine.
Seth is ahead, or behind, sorry. He has the executioners as per usual. And Yasuo as well. He's gotten a pretty decent lead.
I'm sorry. I had a little mistake.
Can you hear me now, App? Yeah.
I can indeed hear you very much. I had a mistake on my
perfect.
side.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So lane states currently right now, we see top lane is pretty pushed in. Zuko not having the best of times there. You can see kind of the slamming and damming that's kind of happening in the top lane here.
Yeah.
And as well, Drake currently equal. We do have a dive here coming in.
Okay, Zuko is dead.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. What did you want to say? Oh my god! And in the meantime,
no, I want to say that
Katarina
Katarina is having a 1v1 here. Oh, Dom's Kitten there with a little bit of a delayed flash, it feels like, but Katarina having almost a 1v1 against Typhoon. So yeah, the thing I wanted to talk about, top lane here being quite pushed in, Zuko not having the best of times, honestly.
Yeah, sadly.
If we quickly could bring up and down the scoreboard, if you can, like, to our producer here, click the eye icon and then click scoreboard and scoreboard again. Katarina TPing in here. Has to get out as soon as possible.
And
oh, here comes the Renata ult.
He's dead again.
Yeah. So
Zuko is really not having a good game.
No, not really. Right now as well, right? Sasibaka is like 2-0, he's quite ahead as well. We do see an attempted executioners coming in from Zuko. And, well, he kind of needs to buy that. You need to buy that against an Aatrox. You really need to. Yeah, it's just period, right? Diana here, she went with the Nashor's Tooth first item, which I kind of disagree with, to be honest. I would have liked to see...
Oh, why so?
Just get Proto Belt. Your job as a Diana Yasuo is to just ult into the backline, get Yasuo to be able to have a knock-up, right? And
yes.
Proto Belt gives you more dashes. So that's kind of...
I get what you are going for, but this is more like a team fight type of thinking. Of course, now with Dragon spawning in the next 50 seconds, this is something that that Diana could very much use. So, and while I agree with this, as of now, I think after the last few visits into her jungle, I think Diana prefers to have the Nash's Tooth for the dueling 1v1. But I have the feeling they are just going to give up the Drake. Zuko is still just trying to do something to get against Sasibaka. And Yasuo is not far behind. He is still the main win condition in this entire thing, but he's just slowly but steadily falling behind. Not because he is doing anything wrong, but just for the reason that the side of Temple of Kings is just being very oppressive. Press P. So while this is going on, the blue side is just going to do their best to keep the losses at a minimal. They're going to have to give up this Drake. They're going to have to let the Yasuo farm. They need to bunk their entire version on getting this Yasuo fed, or at least give him as many resources as possible to make sure that he in the first engage is going to be the one that does the most damage, if able to kill him.
Jealousy. I know you're bored. I know it's boring me. Now come alive, baby. Get out the grave and I know you're bored. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your head. Cut to the bone, it's broken up, babe. How sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead?
So in the meanwhile, as we have said before, the red side is just going to take that Drake. They will make the best they can out of the resource they're getting. Done already. And with this, Kindred is not having a problem with this. While she's not like being the main carry, as long as she's getting her marks in, she is going to be doing that. A lot of damage, that is. But it does actually look like that blue side is trying to fight this, but in the end is still going to just give it up. Yasuo also retreating because they just know this Aatrox is humongous. He's level 15, he's up 2 levels from the highest, but here we're going in the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the explosive fight here. Zuko here trying his best to do something in the backline. Katarina and Samira just blowing up whatever comes their way. This Katarina is so fat, has the Divine Sunder, has the Nashor's Toothlight, attack speed, so much damage. And Samira as well, she has the Bloodthirster. Has everything, has the Collector, right? Yasuo here trying to do something, but it's not going to be enough here. Irvin, the only man standing here, is him against the world. He has nothing left as Katarina just jumps on him and does the Divine Thunder proc, and that's everything happening.
And with this, I would actually say that this game might actually already be over. They have super minions. They have push from Baron buff. They might actually just end the game right here. Or not,
I don't think they can actually.
They're still not.
I mean, they don't want to face Diana.
Okay, Katarina.
Yeah, honestly,
Katarina
this can be a little bit
keeping them
brutal.
at bay.
Yeah, right, Katarina.
Okay,
there's so
they'll
much
just take
damage, so much respect. Honestly,
Fresh.
now. Yeah. All right, and this Renata on Cranky on Renata 0, and 14. Hopefully, the scoreboard should be updated enough. I believe so.
Well,
I think it
doesn't matter at this point. This game is basically already going to be over, except for if the side of Coco Cats is going to do not to do something, but to get just something, an advantage, catch somebody out. Like Sosibaka still hasn't based. He's basing now after cleaning out the entire jungle side from the Diana. But this might actually be his downfall. Now Typhon being found.
Yeah, I don't know if he has flash. The scoreboard isn't perfectly updated. Well, actually, never mind. It has been used now. Sosibaka might be in a little bit of trouble here. Might be in a little bit of a sus position. But actually, here comes Katarina. Has the ultimate. Zuko using the Haymaker. Trying his best to do something. Nero here using everything to make... But nothing comes good out. Nothing good comes. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that pick is going to be game.
Is going to be the game. Like, this was not a clean sweep, but this was like a half sweep. There is basically nothing that the side of Temple of Kings has to stop them. So Coco Cats actually have to take this first defeat. They are going to do something, but Typhon going in, and they actually get a pick.
Yeah, remember the Kindred ult doesn't make you immune to the Fountain Laser, but ending the game is going to make you immune to everything. So that is going to be the first game going over to the red side. That would be
the side of Temple of Kings. It was a massacre. Like, Top got set so far behind. Poor Set ending the game on an 0-8. That was one hell of a rough game.
So yeah, I mean, we didn't see a lot of the game, unfortunately, due to all the technical issues. So we're terribly sorry again. That is kind of just the Riot client. But
being
the thing with that game, yeah, the thing with that game as well, right? I would say honestly that Coco has the better team comp, but from what we saw as well, TOK, they kind of just had a really better execution. We saw the team fights, right? I mean, Katarina is her name is Katarina Bot, so obviously it's the Katarina main, and right, playing his main like this in a competitive setting is quite nice.
Yeah, not banning out the main champions of your opponent can lead to disaster, as we just saw. And I hope that the side of Coco Cats are like able to read those mistakes during the next pick and ban phase and are able to like get a draft up that doesn't only rely on one main soul win condition. The Yasuo did, as I said before, the Yasuo did not do bad, but in the fight in the mid lane where they deleted like 3 of the side of Coco Cats, 2 Temple of Kings just waltzed in. Yasuo was nowhere to be seen. He was not able to ult in. He was missing. There was just so much confusion present to actually get something really done. But we are going to have to see if the Temple of Kings are going to keep this fight up and are just going to be as dominating in this in the second game as they were in the first time. Meanwhile, we hope that Coco Cats are able to get something done. Maybe change up the draft, take out the first pocket pick they have. But before this, we're going into a very short break, and afterwards we will be back, and hopefully production will have everything under control, because I trust them.
Oh no, that is what they all say when they see me pouring some oil. Oh, think it's empty again. Better fill it up before I go. Cause I'm loving it, feeling it, touch me and being it. See what I see in it, I'm typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, let it all go. Oh Lord, think you know what I'm like, but you don't fall, you lose control. Bittersweet melody when I dance on your fly. Cause I know what you don't, it is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up. How sad. Oh boy, got so hot I forgot what I should have thought of before. Sure ain't easy for you to let off the rules, cause that's so much fun. Are you loving the feeling it? Touch me, are you in it? Don't see what you're seeing, but typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, please let it go. Oh, don't think I did it again. I said a few things that I shouldn't have done. Well, bittersweet melody when I dance on your fly. Cause I know what you don't, it is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up. How sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up. Now come alive with me and quit the jealousy. I know you're bored, I know it's boring me. Now come alive, baby, get out the grave with me. I know you're bored. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up. How sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up. How does it feel to breathe on my mind. So say it with hope and you were sure I couldn't agree that we were meant to be. But our love is what they talk about in movies. Our love is what they talk about. Yeah, we were wild and free, and you know everything about me. So wild and free, and you know everything about me. You know everything about me.
love that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. This love that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. Flying so close to where we belong, and we're trying to go somewhere new. And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean current till the waves flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. And I know I'm only getting higher till it feels like I can walk through fire. And I know I'm only getting higher till it feels like I can walk through fire. Trying to step back and see the view from above. 'Cause
Thank you for waiting, ladies and gentlemen. We have had a few things finally getting done, and one of them is we finally get a pick and ban phase. I am very much looking forward to this because we can talk about a few things, and we already are balls deep in it. And first things first, that's a little bit different from the last game. Coco Goat are now playing on blue side, so this is going to change a few of things. First things first, in terms of pick and ban strategy, and also in priority. Now, what do we have in the bot lane? We have a Samira Nautilus. I don't know how many of you people are familiar with this, but it's one hell of a combination. Samira passive, just make sure you're staying CC'd even longer. Meanwhile, on the side of Temple of Kings, they have a Jinx, Leona, also very oppressive bot lane. Bot lane is going to be the focus of the junglers. But before we can even talk about this, we have already a very spicy counterpick coming in from the side of Tomb of Kings with Poppy. Like, that's actually crazy for me. Tell me, you seem a little. You don't seem as excited as I am. Are you like? Not a fan
I'm
of
excited.
Poppy?
I definitely am. I mean, Nautilus, it cancels the Nautilus hook. It cancels Samira. It cancels Viego.
Cancels Viego.
Yeah, he has the dash, right?
Yeah, Viego's Spectrum Mode counts as a dash, yes. So
yeah, I mean the stun still goes, but still,
everything.
right? Yeah. So Poppy here, especially exciting. It can be a flex pick. It can be put into both top lane and jungle. Now we do see the Katarina and Silas ban, right? Katarina pretty good ban out the main champions, and yeah, and banning Silas as well, I think, is a very smart move because you remove the ability to steal away two especially good ultimates, Poppy ult and Leona ult. And well, it depends a little bit more what they draft here. If they draft something more with bigger ultimates, we will see.
I think
and
WhatsApp is online. I think I missed the part on where Silas was able to steal his own champion's ultimate, but you're still not wrong. He can still steal Nautilus ultimate and Samira ultimate, and the difference is if he steals Samira's ultimate, he doesn't need to like build up that kick-ass, like the S rank. He can just go in, ult, and just delete everybody if his AP ratios are high enough. And the Poppy pick worth is just rising sky high. The Ahri pick coming in as well, just Spirit Rush getting nullified as well. And I think the next pet, Poppy even getting some buffs. Things are looking good so far for the side of Coco Cats.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'll probably expect an Aatrox here. We, of course, didn't see the bans last game. Gangplank.
Gangplank always a very good blind pick.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong blind pick. Now, Akali is... Still don't know, right? We still don't know. Poppy top jungle, Akali top mid. There's a lot of room for improvements. Yeah, it's a lot of flexibility. The only thing that's 100% sure is the bot lane and Malphite top lane being picked. And that locks in the rest of the match.
Well, of the entire thing.
Yeah,
yes,
so
speak to me.
Speak to you. Right. Ahri, she can navigate, or she needs to navigate this fight very carefully with her Spirit Rush, right? Her ultimate, she can hit outside of Poppy W range.
Yes.
But it's going to be extremely hard because I think it's like basically zero, like you have zero margin for error there. Now, teamfight wise,
also, I was about to speak to this. Like the composition of Coco Cats is way more team fighting oriented than the side of Temple of Kings. Like if we take a look at the setup of Temple of Kings, they have a Nautilus, they have a Samira, Viego, Ahri, Gangplank. Yes, while Nautilus, Samira loved themselves some scrappy team fights and skirmishes, I don't think that that's the thing Ahri and Gangplank want to go for. Viego, maybe he just wants to clean up. Like they wanted that. I would say they want the Nautilus to just go in, throw up like his death charge, and just pick somebody. Just somebody pointing at them and is like, you in particular. If they find Akali, Jinx, or anybody actually caught out, she is dead if she's getting jumped by more than one person. Like Nautilus, Samira, you're not moving anywhere and you're basically dead. Like if you find Akali, if she's not fast enough to get away from the Nautilus, she's as good as dead.
Yeah, right. So
yes,
It is. It is going to be explosive, right? Malphite ultimate instantly, basically, and Akali, right? Have a lot of has a lot. And we'll see what happens. Honestly, right? Hopefully, we'll have no technical issues. Crossing our fingers here and hoping for the best.
knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
It's a saying in my country.
Yeah, knock on wood. It's. But yeah, so I'm excited for what's going to happen this game. Hopefully, we'll see a lot of bot lane aggression. It is definitely where the junglers want to go, right? Jinx hyper carry, Samira hyper carry. There's a lot around the Samira to help her set up, right? We probably didn't see the full potential of Samira last game, I would say.
Yes, sadly, she got shut down a bit too early.
Yeah. But yeah, so this game we should see what we have. I'm kind of expecting Nautilus and Leona to not roll. Because
except for the swords and their anchors.
Yeah. But mostly because of the fact that, right, hyper carry Jinx and hyper carry Samira. No, if Nautilus roams, Samira is just dead. Sure, she has a little bit of safety with her W that blocks projectiles, blocks Leona E, blocks a little bit of Jinx damage for like 2 seconds, I guess. But still, right?
A bit shorter, 0.5.
Yeah, it's extremely low, so it's not going to be worth it, I feel like. And they can't really influence the map a lot, right? Gangplank and Malphite top lane, sure, they can go there. But at that point, you just do something else on the map, or you cross-map it, and you kind of lose out on the play. Mid lane as well, right? Ahri dashes, Akali dashes. Can't really do much there either. So, kind of expect a clean 2v2 bot lane almost. And no roaming.
Yeah. The only one who's maybe able to influence the other lanes would be Poppy. Able to, like, shut down the Ahri pre-level 6 if she's fast enough. If she's able to stun her against the wall and Akali's fast enough with her shuriken, she is basically dead. She has a good amount of mobility as well as burst damage. Viego on the other side, he wants to go in after the first abilities have already been thrown. And until this happens, Viego has to take like a back seat. They don't have an hard engage, an explosive hard engage, as they have like with a Leona, with a Malphite, as well as a Poppy. Or as well, not the Poppy. No, as they have with Leona and Malphite. Like, there's no going around this. They have a beefy front line. And you can either decide, okay, Malphite, you're going in. You're going to be the who is without fault. She shall throw the first mountain. If Malphite goes in, that's the cue for Leona to just ult somebody. And it's also the other way around. Yep. If Leona says, okay, this guy in particular, I want him dead, she could just ult on top of him, and Malphite can just see, okay, it's go time. We are going in right now. But before this, we have to see how far this entire thing is even going to go. We are going to be loading into the game after a very, very short break, and I'm actually very, very interested how this pick and ban phase now is going to be developing themselves in the game. Because last game, Coco Cats, better draft in my opinion, still lost. So let's see how it's going to go. Maybe Malphite going full AP, who knows? Let's see how it's going. I am very much excited. But as I said, before this, a very short break, and we'll be right back.
Shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean current to the waste flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Shockwaves with you. Shockwaves with you.
And we are
Welcome back,
live
ladies and
again. Let's
gentlemen.
go.
Now, we are going directly into the game. The first minute has already rolled around. Things are starting very neutral. There are no big things happening. Sosibaka is just showing off his challengers, what's it called? Challenger emotes. Yes, exactly. So,
Weird flex? Actually, no, it's not really weird flex. It's a flex.
I mean, hey, if I had Challenger, I would flex that. Like, I would rock this like a hurricane.
Yeah,
there's like
that's
no
fair enough.
sugarcoating it. And as we're seeing like a little bit around, there's like a lot of standard things like going on. Malphite is just having himself the Comet, just going to throw this on the top of the poor pirate. Meanwhile, Katarina bot is just bullying the poor Akali, range versus melee matchup. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, we're already going in, okay.
Yeah,
Great.
good hurt,
He's
good
feeling
poke.
himself. And meanwhile, in the top lane, things are exactly as going as they're going to go. So I assume until like level 3, things are going to be very, very neutral. Until like the
Yeah, it's going to
come
be
online,
very...
have, like the first clears. And
It's going to be a little bit boring. We do see... Yeah, the jungle pathing, we can talk about that. Both of them did start top side, so we're pathing towards the bot side here, which is kind of what we talked about in draft. Both of these players, they want to... Or both of the junglers want to path into the bot side, but hold on here a minute, they're doing a little bit of sneaky...
Oh no! Oh, that's disgusting! Oh, what a beautiful play from this... From the side of Temple of Kings. They really made sure that Typhon is not having a good game as a jungler. Getting early priority, giving themselves in and just be like, you know what? We can make this work. And actually, this is such an audacious strat that I'm impressed that it worked. And it's just going to help Black Infinity. He will just say, thank you very much, I'll take that blue buff, and I will just skedaddle right out.
Yeah, and the thing with this, right? Yeah, the thing with that is, Poppy getting behind early is quite brutal. It is definitely going to be like the thing that is dooming a lot. Now top lane here we do see Sosibaka. Yeah, I mean he has his oranges, so it should be fine for a bit here. He has to flash that one flash in the animals, and he's kind of angry that happened.
I mean, I would be too. Like, let me bully my opponent in peace and quiet. Like, what does a man have to do to just be able to bully his lane opponent? I don't condone bullying, but as gang playing, it's kind of an obvious thing. Meanwhile, on the bot side jungle, okay, not much happening. But Poppy still trying to be proactive in some shape, way, or form. And Katarina bot also knowing that Diego is still just protecting her by just being aggressive, but has to be a little bit more careful just for the reason being that he knows that Typhon was on the top side, so it might actually end up biting him in his behind. I doubt it will, but you can never be too careful. League of Legends is one hell of a game of flexibility. Not flexibility. What's the proper word?
I would say volatility, but volatility.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking
fragile.
for. Like,
fragile.
Yeah, no, volatile was the word I was looking for, because that definitely is the case. Because Nero is just getting bullied out, and I think he's not dead yet. The Shroud helping him stay alive. But things are getting down in the bot lane meanwhile.
Yeah, right now, Hook misses that. Could have been pretty bad. I mean, all summoners are still available. But one thing I wanted to touch upon, it's almost a 2k gold lead already in the game, already 5 minutes. I somewhat hope that is bugged. But what is not bugged is the damage that's going on to Franco here now. Yeah, oh no, that E misses, that's... No, Angelus.
The E misses and hits a minion. Oh, that's just hurtful.
Yeah, that kind of hurts, honestly.
Happens. Sometimes it really do be like that sometimes. But what can you do? What can you do?
You can press C, so it's target champions only, but
Yeah, but in the heat of the battle, you don't do this. Like, if you're like, okay, I could of course do this, but you don't. Also, Sasibaka is playing a very dangerous game. If Zuko hits level 6 here, he's dead. But it doesn't seem to be that case. He's just going to poke him to death and make sure he's going back to base and stays where he is.
And you can see, like, right, the poke there from the grasp and his parley, his Q, his... Yeah, I think maybe as Sheen at this point, the scoreboard sadly isn't updated. But yeah, it's a lot of damage, it's a lot of poke, and of course Malphite is going to stack armor, but Flash income from Domskitten here though, Flash is onto Angelus here, and he is going to be dead. Now Domskitten probably going to be dead here though, but 2 kills going over to Irvin, and that Jinx is now very much ahead, and is going to get even more turret platings here as well.
What's even worse in the entire thing, Gangplank got the kill as well, and I don't think you want the Pirate to have that kill. As well as the Jinx just denying the Samira everything in terms of farm and such. But Black Infinity on the meanwhile on the other side is trying to do a cross map, gets found out by Nero, and she's dead.
Yeah, that's the Malphite ultimate.
Jungle.
Yeah, Typhoon here might be okay actually. No, Katarina here, he doesn't have... Oh, maybe. That charm hits over the wall. But, yeah, I mean, Nero and Leona is there, right? So can't really do much when it comes to over the wall, right? And as well, doesn't have any mana, so that charm was pretty much his entire mana pool.
Yeah, but close, in the worst case scenario, would have forced Typhon back into base, what it did. But now the wave is pushed in, that just gives a free reset for Nero. He will happily take this. He has had one hell of a rough early game. In a range versus melee matchup, it always is that way. Meanwhile, Sosibaka is still just making sure Zuko is doing exactly less than nothing in this game. Just pushing him and just bullying on the tower. Doesn't care that he knows Typhon might be in the area. And now, latest, definitely knows. Just for the reason being that the bot side jungle is still up. But don't tell Viego, he might just invade as well. And it actually is going to take quite some time until Zuko, as well as Domskitten, just get online. Like, they have a lot of problems. Thank you. So far, let's have a little look-see. We got an update on our scoreboard.
Scoreboard.
And, well, if you asked before, you can't be serious that they have like a 2k gold lead already. Yes, they do. And Temple of... Oh my god, we're having an update everywhere. Finally, things are working out. Coco Goat. Alright, let's have a little look-see. Black Infinity is like tired of farming. He got hit in the head one too many times. He wants to be part of the ramble. But seeing that no option is presenting itself, he will just go back into the jungle.
Yeah, right now, I mean, Sussy here has to be very careful, right? Zuko has his ultimate, and honestly, I think this Malphite can one-shot Sasibaka. Now, nobody here is actually on the top side, as we do see a very attempted play at the bot lane. Yeah, now nobody's there to follow up on it. They do show that Viego is bot lane as well. I'm not too sure that they did see Ahri, but Ahri here should be spotted out. Nero here is going to catch out, and he's actually 2 levels above here, so Katarina... Oh, sorry, I'm mistaken. They are the same level. Has to be extremely careful here, but I think they should be fine without that one, as the Spirit Rush is enough to get out.
Yeah, got the ultimate out from Akali as well. And while we look in the top lane, it's amazing, but they're still farming. Who would have guessed? And Sasibaka is just going in, forcing the flash out of Zuko. Meanwhile, in the jungle river, things are getting really heated at that break.
Yeah, now Drake is being started up here. We do see who gets a smite, and it is going to be Typhoon who's going to pick up that smite. Now, Viego is going to be taken down. Kranko here goes in, as well as Angel Lotus is going to use that ultimate, but it's not going to find an execution just yet. Katarina here is dead on the backside, and as well, everybody is getting slain all over the map, and it is going to be the Ocean Drake going over to Coco Cats.
This fight was everything. Oh my god, Sasibaka, that's a very dangerous thing you're playing here. But Zuko has no ultimate. Oh, it might actually end up with him. He could flash Q, but I think even he knows that's a little bit too ambitious. But this fight went all the way for Coco Goat. Like, they are having one. They are really fine with this. They got a triple kill. They got a Drake. Akali is getting her first item. Oh my god! That was one hell of a snipe. Good shot, Irvin. Yeah.
My heart, my soul.
100 HP. My heart and my soul. Like, I'm pretty sure that overgrowth rune that the Gangplank is running really pays off already, huh?
Yep, that's a lot of value. But right now, the next Drake is going to be a Mountain Drake, which is going to be quite nice. I think Temple of Kings should be very happy it's not a Mountain Soul. Mostly because Mountain Soul on a Malphite and a Poppy,
on a Leona.
Yeah,
nah, you want none of this. I'm good. But Zuko is also like feeling himself a little bit more. He has like survived the roughness of like the first early stages. Slowly is getting himself some item as well. So far only finished his first tier 2 boots, and you were already mentioning it before. Samira is basically dead as soon as Nautilus leaves the area, and well, her wind wall did pay off already.
Yep.
Smaller Yasuo wind wall.
Ooh, Sasibaka there. Missing. Now, Zuko now is slowly stacking up the armor. He has 2 Ruby Crystals. He has a lot of HP. He doesn't have a lot of armor. So the poke is still going to stick, but it's kind of not... Oh my gosh, the Akali damage is so huge.
Himself.
Oh, if that hit, I'm pretty sure that Karina bot would be dead. I mean, he is 4 level behind, so kind of just giving him a little bit of a wave.
He's just here to show his face.
You can mesh with mid laner. But
Don't
what they seem to be able to mess with... Yeah. What they seem to actually be messing with is Angelus or Angel's Lotus on the bot side here. This is Samira here on the map moving into Tribush, and Poppy there was bot side as well. Now, they definitely want to look to punish Zuko not having an ult, or his flash here. He's going to be very deep under this turret. He has his ultimate still, though. He's going to try to trade something back. Coco here on the backside is going to be tanking a lot of those harsh. Sasibaka. Here comes the Jinx Rocket. No, Jinx Rocket is going to not in anybody.
Goes very wide.
Yeah. And as well, when that happened, Angels was bot side. He couldn't really do anything with his turret, so that was going to be taken. Terribly sorry here, but we have even more action. Even more action there, and Katarina is just blown up. Wow.
Typhon
but at least something is being traded.
Really are out for blood.
Yeah, for sure.
Those two really want revenge from the last game. We sadly didn't see how much Typhoon and Nero got actually hit on the back of the head, but they are out for blood. They want to show Katarina that, no, you don't mess with us. Like, you've overstepped your boundaries, and so far, it is paying out. Typhon is coming strong back in the game, has even caught up in CS as well, and the gold difference is only 300 gold at this point. Like, there is close to no difference between those two teams. Given, of course, the gold set as well, the gold is on the most important people on the side of Coco Cats. Like, the Jinx has her first item already done, the Akali as well, Darkseus with 7 stacks as well. Like, they are in a very, very comfortable position, Coco Cats. And with the Drake coming up as well soon, they're going to be even more comfortable. Temple of Kings is slowly but steadily losing the grip on the situation.
Yeah, they were doing pretty good earlier on, right? But they took some bad fights, and I think, honestly, Coco did a really good job. Now, Drake is going to be taken here by Temple of Kings now, and they're actually going to find Black Infinity here. He has to be very careful. Jinx Rocket is going to be the thing that takes him down, but here comes more even. Leone ult being used here as well now. Zuko is flashing over the wall. Everybody's here, and they have to be very careful because there's no bot lane turret here, and it's going to be a complete mess too. Typhon is going to be taken down in the end. Sasibaka is the only one who alive, and I don't think it's going to be standing for any longer as Irving is going to find a triple kill. Coco Cat finds an ace, but Temple of Kings, at least they get a kill and the Drake.
They get a shutdown on the Poppy. Those 450 gold are going to be very nice. And we are only pre-16 minutes. Like the other turrets are falling very quickly in the bot lane. Like if the death summers would have been a little bit longer, they could immediately just go into the top side, take the herald, and just create even more pressure in the mid lane. Like we have like a role reversal from last game. Temple of Kings is very much on the back foot front, while Coco Goats is just pushing ahead. And as I said before, you were wondering why does Temple of Kings have 2,000 gold advantage at minute 5? Well, look how the turns have tabled.
Look how the turns have tabled indeed. And right now, I want to point out, or well, just like talk about it a little bit. Prowler's Claw on Gangplank. Why?
Yes. Is there a problem with this? I think it's less of a problem like Dumpskitten what is facing. He's dead.
Yeah, Dumpskitten here having a nice ultimate, so at least it's going to be delaying his... Or, well, it's actually going to stop his death now. Suko here, he doesn't have his ultimate quite just yet, but Angels is going to be very dead, honestly. Typhon is going to be picking up that kill, and Erwin is going to be excited looking for something more, but it's not going to find much more.
Yeah, and just like the caster curse strikes again. Like in the last, we thought, so okay, maybe the side of Temple of Kings are able to like get something done, and then Coco Cats are just like, nah, we just roll over you. So as of things are now, they are going to have a 3 games. We are going to have a 3-game series, which I'm already looking forward to, because so far, if we have like a problem for the side of Temple of Kings, if they're not able to pick somebody and delete them before the rest of the cavalry comes along, they are not going to come back into this fight. They probably won't try to pick out the Malphite because, well, you're going to use all your resources on a Malphite. What's that going to do for you? Congratulations, you took down the rock, but you have no resources to fight everybody else on the map.
You fought the mountain, but what's on top of the mountain? The actual warriors.
More mountain. More mountains.
But yeah, we are going to have an... What?
No, I was about to say, have you seen the Mount Targan memes?
Oh,
but assume you're not. I also just realized something. Also just realized 2 things. First things first, the side of Temple of Kings is having... Actually, we're able to steal away the Drake during the last fight. So they got the Drake out as well as a shutdown. So at least they take away those resources. But now the problem is, well, if things go worse, they're just going to have to fight for Drake's soul and a Fire Soul, or like, what's it called? Not Fire Soul.
Inferno.
Thank you very much. Infernal Soul is like one hell to fight against. Like, they just have to throw everybody at the kitchen sink against the side of Temple of Kings just so that the Jinx can free fire. If everybody dies and the Jinx gets a pentakill, that's a win in their books.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, right, she got a triple kill the last fight, and yeah, right. Infernal Soul is going to be, or Infernal Map in general as well. It's kind of like, it's sort of buff to everybody on the team actually, or on both teams, because how they interact with walls. It might actually be a nerf to Poppy. So it's going to be like damaging her a little bit, but it's not too impactful. But because the damage on Jinx, it is going to be ramped up a lot, and I think that Coco Cats can use Infernal Drake much better than Temple of Kings can. Sure, they have like. I mean, sure, you can be like, oh, right, the Gangplank barrels can do something. Right, but it's extremely hard to set up. Oh, Cranko there. But it's extremely hard to set up. And for the side of Coco Cats to, like, actually poke something, they don't have a lot of poke, right? But at least the Jinx rockets, she has gone for the Phantom Lancer, so she's not going for the rapid fire. But still, right. I mean, Jinx Rocket. The Jinx Rockets, her Q ability, her auto attacks, right? I'm pretty sure that outranges everything except like Nautilus ultimate.
I guess so. If Gangplank is not able to blow up the middle backline, Jinx can, as I said before, she can just pre-fire. If she's able to pre-fire while everybody else sacrifices herself for her, that's a win in their books. They already, well, the side Black Infinity just dropped the top side Herald to get something done. Typhon just answered with a crossplay, got himself to Drake, and pressure is slowly but steadily suffocating Temple of Kings more than it already does. The gold gap did narrow a little bit. It's now down to 1.4k difference. Or like, no, it widened. It was 300 gold before, I think, last time I checked. Did I miss a page?
No. Not really.
You should be fine.
Yeah, so should be fine. One thing I want to point out as well, actually, is that lethality item on Samira, and I want to point out that Kranko is very much dead. I can flash out of this one, but I'm pretty sure he's dead, right? Jinx, oh my gosh, he actually lives.
Aftershock is one hell of an item. He takes everything, the kitchen sink, and still got away with it.
Yeah, sure. I mean that's a caster blessing.
Let's look off the Iron Solari.
But yeah, what I wanted to say before that happened. Oh wait. Okay, Katarina here is definitely dead. Oh,
is having one hell of a laugh.
Yeah, no, I mean Flash is something there, and yeah, I mean Sosibaka actually TP'd in already. Now, I mean Nero is definitely dead here. 700 gold shutdown going over to the Viego here. So a really nice play, and actually a really nice read from Sosibaka there as well. He was channeling the TP before that dive even happened. So yeah, that's really, really good. At least they get something out of it. But, and wow, they're actually going for the Baron here.
Pushing their advantage. They're immediately going for Baron. That is, I wouldn't say a desperate play, but it's definitely a bold play. Especially because Irvin has like vision on them.
Yeah, I mean, we don't see it here, but Zuko flashes ultis in, and the Baron is now at 970 HP, and it is going to be the side of Temple Kings who's going to pick that up. Angel now trying his best to do some damage. Sosibak as well has those crits, but here is the double kill, and this Irvin is just super excited as he gets a kill there, and it is going to be 4 kills going over to the side of Coco Cats, and I'm not too sure if Katarina bot actually got the Baron. She did. He did, pardon.
She did. But
yeah,
it's still very dangerous for her to be in the area. Like, the ultimate of Malphite is nearly up again. Akali is on the way as well, and if they just siege down mid, those super minions can't do everything. But it seems like they are just going to let things roll as they are and just go back. So in the end, it actually turned out to be an advantage for the side of Temple of Kings, because they got more gold out of it. They were able to deny the Baron. Yes, 4 of them died, but they still at least have Katarina bot who is able to make use of the Baron buff to keep off the siege. So basically what I have, you can't have, which is at least something to work with. Yeah,
for sure, right? Now, what I wanted to point out a long time ago was that lethality item, the Serrated Dirk on Samira, which I was going to flame a little bit because Collector into this is extremely bad, but she did end up picking up the LDR at least.
Yeah.
So also, that's quite nice.
My assumption is that it's not meant to be immediately pulled into the Collector. My assumption is to just make use of the lethality, because Temple of Kings is a very squishy comp. Like, maybe except for Kranko, if he activates his Aftershock, as well as his Locket of the Iron Solari, there is nobody on the side of Temple of Kings who is very tanky. Like, Gangplank is quite squishy, Viego is Viego. He's not going to do anything. He's just going to jump and be untargetable for the duration of fights. And the next fight is going to happen very, very soon, because the Infernal Drake is on the board, and that's a fight they don't have to take, Temple of Kings, but they are willing to take. Or at least trying to contest a little bit. And Sosibaka is going very deep. He's dead.
Yeah, right. I'm not too sure what he was thinking there. I mean, his team was not around, and Yeah, right. Coco Cat is going to be put up to Soul Point now. They have 2 Infernals. And this Jinx is so huge. This Poppy as well is so huge. Akali is so huge as well. And there's nothing you can really do in that fight, right? If you're walking into a Mal fight, you're walking into a Leona. Nah.
You're walking into trouble, basically.
You just don't. And right now you can see Coco Cats, they're actually moving into the top side here as well. They want to steal away as much as possible.
Yeah,
if the wave was in a much better position, if the wave was in a much better position, I would have for sure
been able to take
taken
top
that.
tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have been able to take top tower, but my assumption is now for the next 2.5 minutes, not a lot is going to happen. I said, meanwhile, Nero is running for his
You're
life.
definitely wrong. Yeah, Nero is trying to make an outplay here. Has the stopwatch, has the proto belt. Is going to be used a little bit. Has the ultimate still. Ignite is ticking, and it's it is going to be enough to take. Yeah, so finding the second kill here, at least putting her a little bit further into the game. Now, she did opt actually for a Rabadon second, which I'm unsure about. It is definitely going to be more efficient
like
later
a stopwatch would have been a better idea. Yeah.
But right now,
it's also...
it's something.
It's
I mean,
something.
it's more AP, so it's more damage, right? The thing we probably should talk about, right, is Void Staff is a possibility, but possibility
here we go,
is that Leona ultimate is going to be used, Malphite ultimate is going to be used, Katarina bot is instantly dead here, Urban is going to be picking up that kill, going to get excited, Angel is not able to stack up the ultimate at all, Typhoon now is going to be flashed onto, is going to be taken down in the end, Sasabaka on the front line here, lives for quite a long time, and Angel is he's just tickling Suko now. They're going to be able to find him under the turret, and that is definitely going to be something. Black Infinity is going to be stealing away the Malphite here, and he's going to be a temporary frontline for the team. Now, they're definitely looking to siege down this mid turret, and they actually somehow come out on top of that fight. Now, Nero here, he has the ultimate, he's trying to dash in now. Yeah, Nero is going to jump onto Angel, and Angel is going to popping that mythic item, and is going to get that shield, and Angel is super happy with this one. He's going to go ahead and frontline, but the turret is going to be taking him down as well. That's a lot of damage, and Kranko was not the one tanking that.
What an absolute disaster for the side of Coco Cats. They were playing this so well. They should have either just let them siege and just poke them from the range so Irvi can pre-fire. But in the end, I have the feeling they kind of got split up. Typhon got chased off, so suddenly the threat of the Poppy's steadfast present by just denying the dashes was gone. So Ari could just go in and start shooting. I swear to God, I can speak English. Start shooting people with her ultimate, as well as with her orbs of deception. Gangplank was able to at least get the shutdown down until he himself got popped in twine. So now the side of Coco Cat has a peculiar situation going on. Either they are going to just play it simple, maybe just.
I mean, they need to fight for the buy, right?
Yeah, the goal difference is not existent anymore. It's actually quite the opposite. Temple of Kings is taking ahead. They are suddenly 2k ahead.
Kranko here.
And I have the feeling that
nice cancel.
Kranko is.
Nice cancel. Yeah, well, now actually Dumbskid might be the one caught out. That stun is going to land. Hook is going to land as well, Dumbskid here. But they have to be extremely careful. Solar Flare is going to go wide. Dumbskid now is taking a lot of damage, just taking the Ignite and as well as the Gangplank ultimate. Now, Suko is going to be the one cut out. Now, ultimate is going to be used from Nautilus. We'll see if actually Ari can do something here, but goes into the stopwatch. It is going to be enough. Now, Black Infinity is going to be sealing away the Leona ultimate, and here comes Angel. Is going to do a lot of damage, and he's finally doing a lot of damage with the LDR finally completed. Nero is having a fight with Sasibaka, but he's going to be caught out. Now, does he have enough dashes to get out of this one? No, he doesn't. Angel is going to be going deep onto Urban, popping that GA. Now, Suko is trying to save his ADC, but it's going to be a triple kill for Angel, and the fight finally properly went over to Temple of Kings, and it's going to be almost a clean ace. At ace, and just a single death, and it is going to be Katarina. And
I have the feeling I have a feeling Typhon popped his Steadfast Presence to deny the first dash in from Katarina, or from Krenko, and that for Katarina was just the go button. She just thought, okay, you know what? Hey, I can dash over the Baron pit. I'll just make this happen, and then just immediately drops in, gets nearly destroyed, eats all the CC, and then stalls for some time, and Temple of Kings were able to immediately make use of this mistake. So Temple of Kings still being down in kills, but definitely being ahead of gold. A close 7,000 gold lead. And I have the feeling Sosibaka is going to be a little bit too audacious for his taste.
Yeah, I'm not too sure that Hex Drinker is the best item to buy this game, but it delayed his death like a second. One thing, if we could press X to show the gold on the scoreboard, we can see who actually has the gold for the most part.
I would say most of the gold is resting in the bot lane, but I have the feeling it doesn't matter because Krenko is suddenly caught between a rock and a hard place. Good
yeah,
God.
well, literally, actually, Black Infinity here, he's going to be shut down as well because he single-handedly tanked that Malphite ultimate. Jinx ult is going to be used here to try to catch something. Angel is... well, is safe for now. And here is one of the issues that Temple of Kings has, right? You can't really, like, do anything with this wave clear, and they're kind of just keep on, like, fighting here. And Angel is trying his best now. Ultimate is not available for Zuko, and a double kill now. Actually, not a double kill, but Karina is going to pick up one of those kills. And, well, oh, that's a beautiful flash onto the Nero there. Now, Angel is trying his best to carry this fight. Irvin here is available. He is popping up into this fight. He is excited. He's doing so much that Katarina is going to go down as Irvin keeps on fighting. He gets the double kill and he's saving this game.
There is
wow.
There is a lot of different shenanigans going on. If we could take like a step back, there were 7k gold difference for a second just for the Jinx to pop off and immediately just get the shutdown. And now the side of Temple of Kings is again in a very peculiar situation. Irvin is doing his best to like keep this game alive. His Guardian Angel is going to be on cooldown for 2 more minutes. And afterwards, well, let's see how it's going to develop. The next fight is going to be around the Drake. Like, guaranteed, Drake is going to spawn in the next 2.5 minutes. And I have the feeling everybody and their mother is going to be in this place. They're going to throw hands, the kitchen sink. Everybody will be thrown to get this Drake. For the side of Temple of Kings, they need to deny the soul for Coco Cats. And if Coco Cats play this slow, just make use of the range advantage. Or just hope for the Gangplank to misstep again. Like, Gangplank is just going to misstep and immediately get one shot again by Zuko and the rest of the crew.
I mean, I assume he learned his lesson, but yeah, I mean, I don't think any of these teams actually want to. I mean, I hope so. These are good players, right?
Of course they are.
But yeah, so what I'm looking forward to is about 1 minute and 30 seconds. As you said, the Infernal Drake is going to be the big fight. It is.
Yes.
I'm assuming if whoever gets that is going to be the one who kind of wins the game.
Well.
So yeah, for sure.
It's actually a very fair point that you're making. So the side is, if Coco Goat is not able to get this Drake, I have the feeling they might still be able to take an advantage out of this, because I have the feeling Temple of Kings are going to be very, very desperate to make sure Coco Cats don't get that Drake. If Coco Cats get that, get that soul, there's a lot of problems happening. Like, the initial engage from Zuko already can be one hell of a terrifying thing, because he already can do a little bit of burst. Afterwards, Typhon going in. Nero, I don't need to mention an assassin. Assassins are scary by default. And, well,
yeah,
the entire thing
that crit is scary.
Exactly.
So yeah, Yeah, Nero here, he has to pop his
Franco?
stopwatch quite early, actually. I mean, popping that
It was
stopwatch ahead
actually
of
a
the fight,
misplay
20
from Franco.
seconds. No, I
Franco
don't
just
think
wanted
so.
to
I mean,
test the waters.
ah,
Yeah,
I
I mean
mean, I
nobody
guess
in the
that's how
team
an
was,
anchor works.
was close by.
But,
And Franco's the
okay,
one getting caught out. Here we go.
yeah, he has to flash out this one. Dodges a lot of damage here. Dodges the Soul Fairy. Is going to be taken down in the end, though. Black Infinity, though, is going to be killing Nero, as he's going to be the one taken down. Now, Drake has yet to be started here. Infinity now jumping in and trying his best. He is in that Shroud. But, yeah, meanwhile, this is happening. Susubaka is in the mid lane. He's kind of just ending the game.
Oh.
So right now, they kind of just got to decide, do we lose the game or do we lose the Drake? And kind of losing both at the same time here now. They're going to put their focus over to the bot side. Suko still has...
Oh, amazing flash.
Oh, still at the ultimate, and he's going to be flashing away, and he's going to buy a lot of time for his team now. They're going to find bot lane here. Cranko, ooh.
Feeling himself.
There, playing with fire. Yeah, he's playing.
It's a level 15 Nautilus. He has himself a spicy Thornmail done as well. I don't think he cares about a few tower shots.
Yeah, and
Or am I
Black
wrong?
Infinity here, he wants to donate. He wants to donate the
Read a
blue
little
buff
bit of
over
a blue
to...
buff.
Yeah, that's a little okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, now the Baron is still up, so members from the side of Temple of Kings, they've yet to reset. Suko here has his ultimate already up, actually. That's actually such a short cooldown. It's the Fimbul Winter, it's the Frozen Mallet, it's the Frostfire, it's everything. So much mana, so much armor, so much cooldown reduction as well. And Baron is being started up by Coco Cats now.
And
right
that
now,
thing is
Irvin
dying
is-
very fast.
Yeah, Irvin is just hitting, right? He has Kraken, he has Infinity Edge, he has Phantom Dancer. Like,
Yeah.
it's
I don't
it's
even think
kind of
that
just
Temple
gone.
of King knew. I don't even think that Temple of King knew that was going on. Like, nobody was pinging anything. It was just like, yeah, I think that's happening. Oh, yeah, that's definitely happening. And now Coco
Yeah.
Cat is again in a more dominant position. They're still behind 6k. But with the minions, if they don't take any risky fights, I am very much stressing the if part. They should be able to just let the minions work for them. Because yes, Susubaka has some very good wave clear, but the Katarina bot does not have like the power to immediately one-shot an entire wave. Angel Sun is able to, but you're forcing yourself to play to Coco Cat's strengths. They just want the Malphite on top of you. They want the Kitty on top of you. What are you going to do when you're forced to hold against a barrage of attacks?
Yeah, I mean, right now, or in situations like this, it's actually a really good argument to sell your boots and actually buy RFC, Rapid Fire Cannon, get extra attack range, and you kind of just poke them out, right? You have so much damage, they don't have a lot of armor, as they've kind of gone for a really, really squishy team comp, and well, Susubaka's also gone for a really squishy build. He has the more and more areas, so he has MR, but it's not going to help against the Jinx. So right now, it's kind of just a siege game, and it looks like both of these teams don't really want to fight. They kind of just want to wait for the Drake to spawn.
Yeah, they definitely, because I would say everybody, not only the players, I think our audience knows as well. The one who pulls the trigger first and pulls it at the wrong time is the one who's going to lose. Like, there is no sugarcoating it. If this fight goes whoever the fight goes wrong, that is the team that's going to lose. And latest in 1.5 minutes, when that Infernal Drake is coming up and Infernal Soul is going to be on the board, latest then things are going to unfold. And as we all know, there can only be one winner. And so far, despite Coco Cats having a gold advantage, we are slowly but steadily coming to a point in the game where gold doesn't really matter anymore. Samira is nearly full build as well, only using like her last items to get like, I would assume a board.
Bloodthirster.
And if we take a look, top lane, Gangplank is already done. I think he has all cannon upgrades as well. Same for Malphite, he has an Anathema's chains to make sure that whoever gets hit by his CC is the one who is going to be dying by his CC. But as I said before, Baron buff now over, and both of them are way too scared to take the fight.
Yeah, even though they're too scared to actually take a fight, right? Coco gets showing a lot of presence in mid lane here, showing their muscles, and it basically means that Temple of Kings really can't walk into, like they can't really walk into their own jungle to ward it, to make sure that the Drake, to make sure the Drake isn't being taken, right? And you can see now the timing here is perfect. And honestly, Zuko here, like, sure, he's caught out and everything, but like, I mean, that didn't even go through his shield, but what is going to go through the shield is all of this. Now, Black Infinity here on the backside, he's going to have to ult defensively to get out of this one. Gangplank ultimate already being used, Katarina bot is here. Zuko has to flash out this one now, and he still has to use his ultimate. He's going to be using it on Black Infinity, but it's not going to be enough, as Zuko is going to be the first one dead. Now, Nero is trying to his best here to do something as well. Angel is now on a triple kill, looking for the quadra. He's not going to find it, but he's going to pop the Guardian Angel from Erwin, and is going to be assured that... Oh my gosh, that's a lot of damage, and it is going to be the game for Temple of Kings. It's going to be the series. It is not even going to be an Infernal Soul. It's just a single turret, a single inhibitor left, standing between them and the next round. They don't have a minion. I don't think that is going to be an issue, honestly. They just take and tear through this turret. They just have the Nexus there. Even are they looking for a Nexus dive? Because I think they are. I'm not too sure if this is what you want to do, buddy. Zuko has an ultimate. Don't BM this. Don't BM this. Just end the game. And that is going to be it. It's going to be a 2-0 sweep for Temple of Kings against Coco Cats.
Okay, I have to stop you right there. That was not a sweep. Like, the first game, okay, I would say that was a sweep. But in the second game, that was one hell of a roller coaster of emotions. Temple of Kings had an early advantage. Then Coco Goats... why do I always say Coco Goats? I play too much Genshin Impact, apparently. Coco Cats suddenly then having the advantage. Yeah, make fun of me. Leave me alone. I know I'm a weeb. Leave me alone. Coco Cats suddenly then having the advantage. Yeah, you have a laugh. And then suddenly it's a one turn around again. Suddenly Samira gets a triple kill. Then Jinx suddenly cleans up another team fight. It's a back and forth, back and forth. And I honestly don't know why Temple of Kings was winning in the end. The side of Coco Cats had the better team fighting. They also had okay scaling, but I would say it's the Akali nerfs in the end that did it to them. No, I really don't understand it. It's impressive. It's very much impressive. The side of Coco Cats even had complete control of the bot side jungle. And then Nautilus just poked the Malphite, and everybody on the side of Coco Cats was like, you want to go, mate? You want to have a fucking laugh? You want to have a go, boy? Let's get it. Let's get it. And everything hell broke loose. It was a disaster. And it was very entertaining to look at. But with this, it actually means that Temple of Kings is going to go to the next stage, continuing in the winner bracket with a 2-0 victory over the side of Coco Cats. Meanwhile, Coco Cats going down to the side of the losers bracket. Here we get a little bit of a look-see at how the money was divided. Yes, Doomskitten had the least money as the support. That is a normal thing to do. Same for Cranko. But it looks like that Zuko just... It didn't matter in the end, apparently. Like, they did not have enough damage. But this is how it's going to be.
I think, honestly, one of the issues that they did have was the fact that Akali was not able to, like, push her lead. She was 5-0-6, I believe, at one point. Mm-hmm. And yeah, right, she was never actually able to pick up those fights. I mean, the Bloodthirster, all that lifesteal you have on the Samira, really does a lot in those fights against Akali. So, yeah, I'm not too sure, right? They were so tanky as well. The LDR, the Collector, doing so much work. And yeah, honestly, just being able to play from a deficit, like
maybe in the end it was just like a difference in terms of like tactics in how it was played. Maybe the plan was for Cranker to just provoke a fight and make sure that Zuko just goes in. If they are, it would make sense if Zuko and Doomskid both use their CC, and then that just on like 1 or 2 targets, that meant for the other 3 targets to just go ham. But as it is how it is. That is a job for the coaches, for the trainers to take a look at and decide on where there are points of improvement for the side of Coco Cats. I hope they are going to learn from this fight. It was way closer than it was supposed to be. And with this, we are going into a very, very short break. Here we can see the winner brackets for the finals is Temple of King at the moment. And we are going to find out after a very short break who their opponents are going to be. Is it going to be support No Vision, making fun of No Vision on the map? Because currently sweeping Vision is a very easy thing with the buffs to a certain lethality items. Or is it going to be the pineapple cake, a crime against culinary food, and just a sugar bomb? How I love him. I don't know. You're going to have a laugh. But until then, we are going into maybe a little bit of a longer break to get everything set up for the second round. And until then, I wish I could speak English. I wish you all a quick short break and don't go anywhere.
Blue.
Ain't no love like a real love, but it goes so fast. All tied up like a captive. I'm on to you. Used to pay to my life, standing on rainbows, playing it cool. I haven't felt this in ages, and I've no more patience. So won't you please stay a bit longer? You're making me stronger, making me stronger. Stay a bit longer. You're making me stronger, making me stronger. You're stronger. erased us from the corners of my mind. Been long since last touched for the first time. Thought I was crazy until I reached out and saw your hand there waiting for mine. Like the stars had all aligned. And I breathe your aura, cannot leave your aura. You have me like gravity. You don't have to try it, it's just like a magnet. You have me like gravity. You have me like gravity. You have me like gravity. You just like it's like it's just like a magnet. Feel your energy when our eyes touch, so familiar deep inside, like you were already mine. Surreal to me, how you make me feel wild and calm at the same time. Never felt so alive. Thought I was crazy until I reached out and saw your hand there waiting for mine. Like the stars had all aligned. I lay beside today, tonight. Your vibe, desire, our eyes on fire. And I breathe your aura, cannot leave your aura. You have me like gravity. You don't have to try it, it's just like a magnet. You have me like gravity. You have me like gravity. You have me like gravity. You just like it's like it's just like a magnet.
Oh no, that is what they all say when they see me pouring some oil. Oh, then gets empty again. Better fill it up before I go. Cause I'm loving it, feeling it, touch me and being it. See what I see in it, I'm typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, let it all go. Oh Lord, think you know what I'm like, but you don't fall, you lose control. Bittersweet melody when I dance on your fly. Cause I know what you don't, it is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out or you dead. Cut to the bone, it's broken up. How sad. Oh boy, got so hot I forgot what I should have thought of before. Sure ain't easy for you to let off the rules, cause that's so much fun. Are you loving the feeling it? Touch me, are you in it? Don't see what you're seeing, but typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, please let it go. Oh, no, think I did it again. I said a few things that I shouldn't have the grave. And I know you're bored. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your head. Cut to the bone, it's broken up, but how sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your head. Cut to the bone, it's broken up, but how does it feel to breathe
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second game, or to the second best of 3 of the day. Now we're going to have a little bit of an extra thingy. Pineapple Cake is facing the team of Support No Vision. Now, there is a little bit of a twist in this story. What is the twist? Well, one of the teams has one less player on their side of the team. The reason is sadly due to personal reasons. They were before they said, okay, we're not going to forfeit. We are going to play this game out 4v5, and we'll either succeed in it or we will die trying. And well, let's find out how they're going to be trying. The teams are already on the rift. They are ready to roll. They're ready to roar. Cow. I mean, it's probably not that much to say that there is a clear favorite in this 5v4. What's your thought on the matter?
Ooh, I mean, I've seen 4v5 once, or I've seen 4v5 games won, honestly. Like, genuine 4v5 in competitive setting? Being one. Yeah, it happened in Norway a couple years ago. They played a best of 2, won both games as 4v5. So, I mean, it's doable. But yeah, I mean,
it's doable, but it's quite a challenge, right?
Yeah, I mean, if we take a look at the champions, right? Nocturne as a jungler in a 4v5 is probably the best jungler you could have, honestly, right? He has a lot of map movement, he has his ultimate, can move around the map a lot. Of course, Nocturne not being too efficient, like in a solo queue environment, he's much more efficient. And when I say efficient, I mean his ultimate is much more useful in that sense because he can communicate where he is actually ulting.
Yeah.
So
it's a disarray that he can make good use of.
Yeah.
Paranoid. You claim this love that you never started. You once.
All right.
So I said before, he's good in a disarray, in a situation where disarray is practiced, but in like a setting where it's like, okay, we have 5 people and they more or less all can communicate amongst each other to like set up the most best outcome sourced play. They are definitely going to make use of this. And, well, you wanted to say before I cut you off, we have a top lane Tahm Kench, something I haven't seen in a long time, and I'm happy to not have to. Echo Jungle, Ghosts, Barrier, Annie mid with Comet. That is something I probably never have seen in my entire life, even in solo queue. And then we have, of course, the very spicy, very, very classy Aphelios featuring Leona. So Leona, quite stable, as we have seen over the last few games. So what do you think about
is that it's going to be interesting, honestly, right? Because Ornn,
to say the least,
Ornn top lane, right? Yeah, I mean, for sure, right? I definitely think they have a fighting chance, honestly. Anivia, a really strong, clear Victor as well, right? Or Nocturne team fighting plus Victor, it's pretty good. Excited to see how this is going to go.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the thing that's like worth talking about is the fact that what are the lane matchups going to be, especially because I mean, we do see Ornn being top lane here, right? It's going to be against the Tahm Kench, and we do see Anivia mid and Victor bot lane. So Victor as the bot laner, I think, makes the most sense because of the fact that his wave clear, like, he has this E, right? He can it's something we talk about with Corki versus Victor mid lane, right? Corki, yeah, sure he can do damage. He can do damage. He has his ultimate, all this kind of stuff. But minions are in the way. Victor says, nah, don't care. Just ease and lasers through the entire wave, and also just hits. He also just hits the enemy, which is okay.
Yeah.
So
but
I think because of
in
that,
the case we are having at the moment, sorry that I'm interrupting you, but in the case we're having at the moment, they have an Annie, who's like very threatening. I think, as far as I know, her auto attack range is larger than Anivia's, as we just saw in this very short trade. I would
she
say
has the
over time
longest out
she's
of
just
everybody.
going to. Yeah, she's just going to decimate everybody. But then again, there's a good answer from her, immediately just chucking out half the health of the poor Annie. So maybe you're not that wrong. Maybe I have to retract my statement. But I'm only just human, and I'm willing to learn.
Yeah, I mean, right. It's certainly like a little bit interesting, I guess you can say. Well, Echo actually ganking mid lane here, though, not burning the flash of. I mean, that wall was pretty good actually. But yeah, so right, bot lane here we can see kind of just like how this is going to go.
Yeah.
I believe, I wholeheartedly say this is a mistake. Pushing in bot lane.
How so? Because Victor can just free farm?
Yeah, Victor can free farm. I mean, don't get me wrong. You have to push it in, and then you have to let it. You have to let it bounce. So it bounces back to you, and you can set up a freeze. Your support kind of just goes in roam. You can see her moving now into the bottom rift scuttle. Yeah, and yeah, honestly, right now, if it was on a bouncing wave and Aphilos was able to set up a freeze, Victor's never going to be useful.
Victor would
He's going to be so royally screwed.
Yeah, he's going to be far
he would actually be.
Sorry,
He's
go
going
ahead.
to be-
I have the feeling I'm cutting you off the entire time.
Yeah, no, it's fine. He's going to be like very far behind just because of the fact that he can't. Like, sure, you can even zone him off of XP range, right, and let him be super far behind.
Yeah, true, but as of now, the thing is, bot has way too much push potential. Just for the fact seeing that there are two champions in the bot lane. I also think that Victor is in this case really a good choice because he already has a good push advantage early game and can make good use of it.
Yeah, I think so too. Now we do see Leona here in the mid lane. Anivia still has flash, so you know, kind of fine in that regard. Oh, that's a massive wave in the top lane, and yeah,
I'm going to try to drive this boy.
No, there's nothing to do, right? Infernal Drake being the first thing to be set up here. The thing as well, actually, I kind of just now remember or saw, was that there is two TPs on the red side. Victor has went for the exhaust, which I don't mind. I would have maybe. Yeah, it makes sense. I would have probably not picked anything else, just simply because of the fact that, like, what else can you do? Heal is not going to do anything for you. Exhaust will be useful in the late game. So at least it's something, right?
Yeah, definitely. And if they're trying to dive you, you can at least try to guarantee like the 1-for-1. Like make sure. Okay, if they decided Leona is coming in, Philo is coming in, Echo is coming in. Pre-level 6, if Echo would be diving, it would be one hell of a disaster, to keep it simple. Because he's not going to just be able to get his free farm out and just immediately run away from his problems.
Yeah.
Not even with Flash, he would be able to, but that's still in the end going to be a 180-second summoner spell versus a 5-minute summoner spell. So still in the end a net win. But we have the situation
here
now
we can
that
see.
Exactly
I mean, okay, yeah, not exactly.
Until
I mean, it's going to bounce,
didn't.
right? Till it didn't. Well, but in the mid lane here, though, that's the Annie range stun, and well, Anivia's egg is going to be popped, and it's going to be scrambled eggs for breakfast for the blue side. And yeah,
let's hope that Annie isn't vegetarian, else it would be a waste.
Yeah, kind of.
Don't say I'm wrong.
I mean, there is like I don't know the actual difference, but some people eat eggs, and some people drink milk. It's just that they don't eat meat or something. I don't know. But yeah, right. Right now, blue side has a gold advantage. Blue side has a gold advantage naturally because they start with 500 more gold, but also being used way differently. Or, well, gathered differently, I should be saying. Because you have a support item, it gives a lot of gold. You also have the ability to, well, take the support into another lane, zone people off their XP, and yeah, build your advantage much more easily.
Yeah, definitely in this case, and I have to admit, so far, Victor is doing a very, very good job. He is keeping his cool, he's trying to do his best to get as much farm as possible, but so far, the jungler has just free reign. Echo is just going to be all over the place. I wouldn't be, I pretty much think he's going to just take every Drake for free in the early game. Maybe as well go for the Rift Herald, but at this point he already would have gone for the Rift Herald, if this really would have been the case.
Yeah. And well, one of the issues, right, in the 4v5 especially, is trying to fight over objectives. It's extremely hard to set up, especially in the early game. Because, well, you are one less person, and you don't have that support that can go and roam and set up a vision. So, for sure now, right, Rift Herald is an opportunity, and, well, Echo is definitely looking to take full advantage of the fact that, yeah, right. I mean, good wave management is definitely key in situations like these.
Except for bot lane.
Except for bot lane, I guess, right? One thing that's like a lot talked about when it comes to top lane and a lot of issues people have with top lane is the fact that like a good wave or a bad wave just makes or break your entire game. Because here comes the Nocturne in the bot lane now. Aphili is already being stopped. Has to flash away. Doesn't have any summoners, and kill being over to Nocturne here now. See if they can get the Leon as well. Has to flash away from this one. Don't think they have enough damage nor CC to be able to do something with this. And as a response to this, they're going to take the Rift Herald, which is definitely the wisest choice.
Yeah, I mean, there's no break up.
Yeah, it's the only thing they can do. I guess they can try to dive the Ornn, but Ornn is actually one of those champions we really don't want to dive because of the fact that his ultimate is there. His W is there. It makes him unstoppable.
Yeah, true, but in the end, it doesn't matter. He's also just a regular champ. I think in this case, it's actually easier as long as you're able to play around his Call of the Forge cut. If you're able to just make sure, okay, if he's going to whiff it, he's basically dead meat. You're at least going to burn his flash, even if you don't, in the end, dive kill him. But
yeah, for sure.
It doesn't really matter at this point because, well, he didn't dive the Ornn. So our big burly boy is just going to have himself a wee bit of a laugh. And let's hope he's getting some ale. I mean, the only person missing on this entire roster would be Volibear, and then we would have Nordic sibling tribbles.
True that.
I mean,
and have a Lissandra Ashe as well. But I mean, yeah.
Oh dear God, please no. Oh God, oh no.
Oh dear.
But so far, the most crazy thing going on despite the 4v5 is production. We love to entertain you, and especially confuse the casters. But what can you do? Sometimes it is like this, and at this point, let's just finish this way.
Ooh.
Oh my, this was a very nice
Action in the mid lane. Okay. Blocking blocking the Timbers there. That's quite nice actually. It's despite having flash, not having flash, a wall there is actually quite, you know, Timbers can't really flash anything.
Yes, speak.
But yeah, so I mean bot lane here being taken. It's quite nice.
Yeah.
I think a lot of gold going over to the Aphelios as well. I mean, getting him ahead certainly helps. Like, he has, of course, the longest, or one of the longest range / consistency.
Yes, as far as I know, his rifle auto attack range is as far as the auto attack range from Caitlyn, as far as I remember correctly. And another fact that I remembered, his Calibrium, his fire gun, if I remember the name right. I'm not very good when it comes to Latin.
The lifesteal
also
one?
has like a little bit. What?
The lifesteal gun, or which gun?
No, the Titanic Hydro gun, basically.
Right.
It is also just, it's also just basically going to help you clear waves easier. So the making sure that you're not burning through waves or just keeping lane management, you can only do this for so long until you mess up. But that's like a thing from the past, from like the beginning of the game. So far, the game is developing exactly the way we expected it to. They're sending the Aphelios top, trying to get him even more plates. The Victor is in fact in agony, and so far so good. I have the feeling even that Blue side doesn't themselves are not quite sure how they're going to play this, but so far they're playing quite nonchalantly. Echo is out invading, getting himself fed, having fun, being just this chunky boy.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is as well, right? Aphelios here being able to play against this Ornn. Of course, I honestly think Ornn can one-shot the Aphelios, like, not gonna lie. Right now, he has terrible guns. He has the Infer, Gravitum, and... something else. The other one.
Calibrium?
I think, no, Calibrium is the snipe. No, Inferum is the lifesteal one. He has Gravitum, which is the roots, and then the other one, which is the one that, like...
I wish I could speak
does
Latin.
AoE damage. Yeah, almost. But yeah, right, he has terrible guns in that fight. And Ornn has the Sunfire, he has Thornmail, and I honestly think with them showing mid lane, could probably one-shot him. Could probably have a fight, and actually win it as well.
But what we know, they don't know, because the Tahm Kench is in the top area, so basically they are playing Tahm Kench as a second support, but Nocturne is going in the top lane. They really want that Aphelios, but they missed the call of the Forge God.
Yeah,
Fight is not
missing
just
that
over
out.
yet.
Ornn actually doing a pretty good job stopping the knock-up there. Leona ult going wide as well, but the dive continues now. If Gravitum ult is not going to do a whole lot of damage, it's not going to root anyone. Ignite now ticking on the Ornn. Smite going to be the thing finishing that up, and Tahm Kench here tanking so much now. They gotta be careful here though. Nice ultimate as well there, but Annie on the backside here pops the egg once again and is really happy to get so much egg today, but gotta be careful and not to look because, well, cholesterol levels can also be too high.
How dare you calling me out like that? I know you don't have an answer for this, but still. Oh, what's the Nocturne doing? Did he leave the game? Did he rage quit?
Hopefully at just a bit of a DC.
I hope as well, but so as far, nothing is happening. But, oh my. Okay, it was only a DC, and it looks like production pressed the wrong button. It happens, it happens.
Yeah,
okay,
it happens.
Nocturne is not out of the fight just yet. Yes, 2022 NESC National Esports Championship this year, ladies and gentlemen. And for the people who are a little bit late and maybe haven't heard it in the beginning, the winners will play in the regionals of ASF and RDAG, which will determine the seeding of the teams at the main event during the Asian Games 2022. And those regionals are scheduled to be held during June and July this game. And the winners of those regionals are then going to go to the Asian Games 2022 this year in Hangzhou in China in September. And every one of those players here is trying, of course, the best of the teams to get to this place. We have already seen the first results in our first best of 3 of the series, or of the winning brackets. And, well, let's see how far things are going. So far, Blue side is doing way better. The pineapple cake is getting thicker. And so far, I am pretty sure they don't mind. Echo is just probably going to drop this rift and crack the egg open even further. But this egg is just going to be the map. Now, let's see how it's going to go.
Yeah, I mean,
So
right here you can actually like see a pretty decent display of like the comp that they thought they were going to. I mean, they are doing it right with the 4v5, right? You have a Nivea, you have a lot of wave clear, you can prevent a lot of these pushes, and you still get a lot of gold. Victor here going with the crown, I think is a wise choice.
Queen. Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
with the amount of burst and hard engage coming in, it isn't a very surprising
Ooh,
thing.
I think you gotta be
Ornn
careful
thinks
here.
he
Has
found
to pump Ken,
somebody.
so yeah, Orno is definitely going to be dead here, though. I mean, I think he thought he caught the Annie, but I think Annie caught him.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder what would happen if I suddenly... I wonder what would happen with me if suddenly the entire enemy team is missing, despite them being mid like 2 seconds ago. I wonder where they could be. Oh, there they are. And this is how the Ornn crumbles.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a rough
game.
position, right? They're down a person, so you start the game off with a 500 gold deficit. You have one less person for the potential level 1 play. You have all this stuff, right? And you're now 8k gold behind. As well as 2 drakes, we do have a let me see. You have a Ocean Soul this game, so that is definitely going to help a Pineapple Kick a lot, considering the fact that they can take a lot more poke before they actually have to back. Which,
yeah,
you know,
definitely.
it's going to be extremely helpful in situations like these. And yeah, right now, you can see they're trying to push mid lane, but they gotta be careful. Like, they have some vision, so they at least know that nobody's coming from this side here. But Annie's ghosting and has Tibers. Oh, the wall there is being used pretty nicely. Tibers only hitting one person. And Nivea has to flash away from this one, but Ornn here in the meanwhile, he ulted in, TP'd in, has to be careful. He's kind of just has to be the sacrificial lamb to get the rest of his team out of this one. So yeah.
He literally was the sacrificial lamb. He just got left for dead.
Yeah.
In exchange, got the barrier, got the ghost. At least it's something. But as said, Ornn is not having the best game, as far as I know. Or as far as I would say.
Yeah, no,
at this
okay,
point,
well,
even the
Anivia here
Anivia
is
is just going to yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're even leaving her. Okay, that's a little bit BM, but okay, sure.
Donating the kill over to iFelix. He's just going to have fun with it. His cholesterol is just going to be spiking even harder. Oh dear. But
Yeah,
so far,
and,
this game is going as we expected it to.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, props to them. Like, they stood their ground. They said, okay,
long.
we're not FF. I mean, they're not FFing and they're playing a 4v5 game. Like, no.
They could be off way worse. Like, Ornn has 162 farm. He has 50 more farm than his lane opponent, and he has even died 3 times to add to this.
Wow.
So he's doing a phenomenal job in trying to stay on top of his game. And I have the feeling,
now top side here. Actually,
meanwhile in the top,
that's Tompkins is actually going to find a kill.
Actually, a chunky boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how's the weather? How's the kids?
Don't have kids, luckily, for now at least. But Pineapple Cake is very shortly. They are very, very shortly going to have a Baron buff on them, so that's going to help them a lot, pushing and sieging.
Yeah, with the jungler down as well, and him being also way quite a distance. Ornn doesn't know what he is able to do, so he's just going to.
I mean, he got a
crossplay.
shutout.
Yeah, he got like 100 gold for everybody on his team, so it's at least something. But proactive proactivity is also something you need to like learn and or do as well. And as that, a game is only first over when it's over. Like until the Nexus explodes, everything is still open. Of course, given the circumstances, things are going to be quite rough. But so far, what are you going to do? And I have the feeling everybody knows they have to fight for this for the Drake. But I have the feeling they might get the first catch out of the.
No, they actually decide. I mean, yeah, I mean, they don't know where anybody is, right? So they can't really do anything about that. Like, okay, yeah, Leona is face checking us. That's a little bit fishy. Let's
just a little bit.
Let's fall back. But one thing I actually like just thought about was with the 4 people or 4v5 like this, how does shutdown gold get distributed? Does it just divide by 4 instead of divide by 5?
I am actually not sure of this. So I can't answer your question, but I assume it gets divided by 4. But maybe divided as in they're still going to give you like the regular money, like normally it would give you 100 gold. You're just getting 100 gold less. That's why
I don't know.
I would say that's the thing.
Because like I don't know. I would assume just divide by amount of players in game, right? Just because.
I mean, at this point, with an 11,300 gold difference and an Ocean Soul now being up for the grab, I think at this point, an extra 100 gold is not going to really cut it.
I mean, it's a pink word. It's a pink word. But yeah, I mean,
it's a pink word and a little bit of change.
Yeah, I mean, every bit helps, right?
You can't disagree, man. You can't disagree.
Victor now is going to be taking top turret, so that's
prove me wrong
2 turrets for it. I'm just... But yeah, right now the action is happening mid lane, breaking open the base at 24 minutes already, actually. Honestly, maybe a little bit slow for 4v5, but still, though.
It actually is.
Yeah, I mean, they play the game methodically, right? They don't want to push their luck, they don't want to make a misplay, because a very tiny misplay, right? I assume everybody on pineapple cake, sorry.
Pine cake.
I assume... Pineapple cake. I assume everyone actually has a gold shutdown, right? And those shutdowns really start adding up fast. Honestly, I don't think Leona could actually get a shutdown because the fact that she does not have a lane partner. I'm not too sure. Because there's 2 shutdowns, right? There is kill streak shutdown and there is gold lead shutdown.
Farm shutdown.
Farm shutdown. Yeah, it's gold shutdown, right? It's not just farm. But I don't think Leona has like another opponent, so I don't think she can actually ever get like gold advantage shutdown.
I actually can't answer that assumption of yours. I'm just going to nod and say yes, you are right.
Smile and wave, boys.
Yes, smile and wave, boys, smile and wave. But it's still very impressive. We are 25 minutes into this game, and the side of support No Vision is still holding on. Like they are still trying to survive by like the grass breath or hair width. I swear I can speak English.
Some days. But yeah, I mean, one thing as well though is ornaments, right? We saw earlier that it has been, or we just saw it now, like a couple of seconds ago. It was popped onto Anivia, and it's also on Victor's crown. So Leandri is going to do more damage, give more health as well. Crown gives. I'm actually unsure now. Ornaments.
Crown gives more AP as well as more AP as well as HP, as far as I know.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a list somewhere on the wiki. Now, mid lane, Olivia's got to be careful here.
She is getting items, so she slowly but steadily is going to be able to defend against the wave of minions that are slowly creeping on her territory. And as long as the side of Pineapple Cake are not pushing their advantage too far, as it just rushing down mid, she should be able to hold, because super minions are not that much of a problem to deal with for the enemy. But it actually just looks like that Pineapple Cake just want to take the surefire approach. They are just going to take that Baron, and I have the feeling that the entirety of Support No Vision just decided, you know what, it's game time, and they're now going for that tankage. And I take it back, LMAO, they're just going to run away.
I mean, the thing is, right, one thing we haven't really seen from the red side is a lot of, like, decisive and... Like, they haven't really gone for a play. They've kind of just, like, been sitting back and just kind of just let themselves lose.
Getting beat up.
Yeah, now we do see... Oh my gosh, we did...
Oh my days!
Oh my lord.
He knocked an ult in and actually steals the Baron. Okay. Well, there comes at least a nice amount of gold advantage coming in the rain. Actually impressive. Ulting on top of the Echo to fear him away, and then just trying to steal away the Baron. That was quite the play. And meanwhile, you wouldn't believe it with the top lane, they are still falling.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
top lane kingdom, like, it's not planned. Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of just like a poke or pricking battle, honestly. Like, neither of them is doing a lot of damage to each other at this point in the game. Like, it's a lot more volatile earlier in the game, but right now it's kind of just like...
Yeah. Like, they're not going to kill each other. They're just going to be... They're just going to stand still, like... What are you trying to do to try to beat each other to death? Like, it's a wet noodle fest, as we would say.
Yeah,
kind of like... so far that... Yes, speak. Okay, then I will
I'm just looking at the items. I'm just looking at the items.
Tell me, what do you see? What do your eyes see?
Nothing out of the ordinary or things that I would consider wrong. The only thing that's like worth noting is maybe like, well, Nomcons and Anivia is kind of like, but
okay, I can see your point. But oh my days, at this point they are trying. That is okay.
I mean, here is the decisiveness.
They know they can't.
There's the decisiveness. We need it. Yeah, right.
So...
Right. They can't like do anything. Oh my gosh, he's actually going for the steal again. It's not going to get it though. Oh my days. They actually get 3 turrets here. They actually might crack open the base. They actually do maybe get the inhibitor as well, though. I'm pretty sure they do. I'm not too sure as the camera is stuck on. They actually do get the inhibitor now. They actually. Oh, ooh, actually getting out of this one. Tompkins there. Yeah, Echo is going to have some fun with this one.
Down on the poor...
Oh, he TP'd out.
Down on the
or TP'd out. Yeah, I mean, Victor is kind of just dead, right? He does not flash. He still actually sauce. I think like taking damage. The
Lich is running for his life.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing. Oh my gosh, the happy feet. Everybody gets out of this one. What?
Everybody except for the Nocturne, but he was the sacrificial lamb. He sacrificed himself for the greater good. Could you imagine if he would have stolen that one?
Oh my gosh.
But I have the feeling even the side of Pineapple Cake is like, you know what, no, we have played enough around. We are going to take this fight to you now. So we might see our last fight of this game. Let's see how it's going to go. It's going to be a disaster because, well, Sandy just killed the Victor. And the Orban
I mean, at
really
least
wide.
Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, in his defense, he was trying to clear the wave there. Does recognize that you can't really do anything, so we kind of just like, yeah, we'll take the wave. But Yeah, I mean, right now you can see the wave clear, and Divya is super strong, right? Has Leandris, has to upgrade Leandris as well. There's a nice flash away from the Tibers there. It's nothing to find her. But, I mean, right now she's out of mana, she's out of HP, and Ornn is actually trying to do his best to clear the wave here. Tries to flash away, but it's not going to be enough, and yeah, they don't have a wave right now, and sadly, as we expected, the game
really
is going to be over.
Going to be a while.
Yeah, stopwatch being popped here, delaying his death there. Actually living for a long, almost spending Leona, but yeah, that's going to be game number 1 of the series.
Pineapple. I was about to say pineapple pizza, but pineapple cake taking away a very decisive first victory, 13,000 gold difference. But what are you supposed to? What are you supposed to do when you're down one man as well as one support who is able to like provide vision and everything? While we are going back to the caster desk and taking a little look about the future of this player, I have the feeling that the side of support no vision is now going to have a little bit of a talk with each other. Maybe are they able to get back this support? I don't know, but we will know very shortly. After a very short break.
One thing,
yes, please,
I think we're getting into the second game very quickly here, actually, as well. The one thing that's
so he's not coming back?
Maybe. We'll see. We can talk about a little bit of game though, because one thing that's like kind of worth talking about as well is the fact that these players are not I mean, I assume mid lane, top lane, and jungle is playing their main roles, but the Victor in Agony, he's probably not playing a type of champion he plays a lot. Like, if he plays a lot of it, I mean, he's probably the ADC, right? He's the marksman. He plays, I assume he plays Jinx. He plays.
I have seen people play Victor in the bot lane. Like it's
yeah,
rare,
sure, you can
definitely
do that.
Not unheard of.
Yeah, you can do that. But yeah, right. So, we'll see what we'll do for next game if we get a 5v5.
If the support is coming back.
Yeah, and
good.
Yeah.
Until then, we will go into a very short break, and let's hope that everything is going to be fine. I'm just hoping.
A broken heart that was already shattered, holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back, holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back. This love that you never started, you once destroyed. A broken heart that was already shattered, holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back, holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back. flying so close to where we belong, and we're trying to go somewhere new. And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean current till the waves flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. And I know I'm only getting higher till it feels like I can walk through fire. And I know I'm only getting higher till it feels like I can walk through fire. Trying to step back and see the view from above, 'cause I know that nothing lasts forever. And I
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to perhaps, maybe, I hope not, the last game of today's second winning bracket between Pineapple Cake and Support No Vision. We had sadly had a few hiccups here and there, so we are already in the game, and the first things have already been happening. But so far, so good. We have some good news. We have definitely some good news. We were able to get Support No Vision's support is back in the game, so we are having a regular 5v5, and everybody is already in the game. It is already going on. Hands are being thrown. Teddy bears are throwing themselves around. And no, it is not Tibbets being thrown around this game. We are having a volley bear in the jungle, something I personally enjoy very much so. How about you? How do you like that the teddy bear suddenly is permanently inside the meta?
He can be very strong and he can be very weak. He has a lot of mythic options, he has a lot of rune options. So, all in all, he just has a lot of options, right? He can go Riftmaker, he can go a little bit of an AP, he can be flex top lane, so he's very strong there. And yeah, all around a pretty decent jungler, honestly. He runs at you, he's extremely strong with the current chem tech, plus Sonya's meta. We saw kind of Malrang popularize.
Malrang did definitely bring it into the meta, but I would say, isn't that like more of J4's shtick of being popularized by Malrang?
I mean, yeah, for sure you can do it on, you do it on J4. Anything else, in my opinion, is almost a little bit troll with the first strike, which we do see a Conqueror on the J4 this game. Let's go through the picks a little bit as well. We do see Sandy.
We have a little bit.
And yeah, Sandy here now, he is going to be on the Leona. And we do see a Cho'Gath top lane, so that's quite nice. And an Ornn top lane as well. So, BFT, he's piloting the Ornn again, and I think I like that a lot.
Yeah, he's running it back after being bullied. He's like,
now
bring
we do
everything
have
you want to the top lane.
Bring it all. Now we do have Veigar in the mid lane. He has, it's fine. But yeah, I believe we are into game now.
Well. Okay, and we have the second Yasuo of the evening, and I have kind of a little bit of a deja vu So if I
Okay.
think about it,
Okay.
or am I missing something?
I mean, maybe
You just don't like Yasuo as much as I do.
No, I don't think so. I mean, right now, Yasuo into one of the longest range AD carries, Jinx, is definitely a little bit rough, right? There's so much range. It's very hard to CS. You can have the shield, but it's a cooldown on it, right? Now, being paired up with
Way of
Nautilus
the
makes a lot
Warrior
of
does
sense.
this.
Yeah. Being paired up with Nautilus makes a lot of sense, right? You have knock-up, you have a shield, you have a tanky frontline and everything. And there's like a lot of utility for the side, or a lot of setup for the side of support Novation's Yasuo.
Oh, definitely. Like,
Now,
if
on the
you
other
take a
side...
little you know what I just realized? Sorry for
Go ahead.
Janine. Now suddenly Anivia is missing, but we have Volibear in the arena. So it's coming full circle again.
Yeah, doing a lot of Freljord there, it seems. But yeah,
My
on the other
favorite
side we do...
Jace.
Yeah. Now, we didn't see pick ban, unfortunately, but I definitely assume the Veigar was kind of like picked into the Yasuo as a little bit of a counter, just based on the fact that like a wall is annoying. That wall is just annoying.
It definitely is, and the Jace as an answer to the Veigar then again just makes things a lot easier.
Yeah.
Top lane is going to be another one of those snooze festas. There's not a lot going to happen there, and everybody expects this to happen. I mean, the only one really able to be doing some damage is the Cho'Gath if he's able to poke down the Ornn good enough. Mid lane is an interesting matchup because Jace is definitely stronger in the early game in comparison to like Veigar. But Veigar, I don't need to explain how hard Veigar is going to scale. And in top lane, meanwhile, we are having some shenanigans. It seems like BFT really wants the roundabout. He really is angry about how he was treated last game. He wants to get back into the thick of it. And I have the feeling that it's about to go down. No, it is not. Bot is the blue side is just going to get themselves a very juicy dragon. A lot of people actually say that an early Ocean Drake is not that good, but I actually disagree with this because the early regeneration, it may only be minor, but it's still early sustain, and for somebody like an Ornn, that's just nice to have as well for a Jace. He could just go in, but speaking of going in, here comes the J4.
Yeah, I mean, he has to be careful here now. Semi doesn't have mana for his ultimate, so it's fine for the time being. Doesn't have to flash away. And, I mean, right there, Rochelle, he has to be top lane there, right? He has to defend his top laner, because he does not have TP. He does not have TP available. He needs to be top lane to make sure that he doesn't lose an entire wave, plus more, or his life, for that matter, right? So... so yeah, I mean, right now, there's two options. Either you can hard push the wave, which I assume you're just going to do, because it's a really bad wave to back on as well, because it's a siege wave, so we lose even more gold. Or you could freeze it, which sets up for even more denial, and you're just going to get it's not going to be rewarding just now. Yeah, but it's going to be worth later on.
Yeah, definitely. Pineapple Cake still looking quite dominant despite being behind a little bit. But I have the feeling they're just going to bide their time. They have one clear win condition, and that is the Veigar. Make sure that the baby is being kept safe. If Veigar is able to tag team somebody with Jinx, Veigar just needs to delete them, so Jinx gets excited, and Jinx then just starts mowing down everybody else. If we don't have a repeat of the last game of the last best of 3, because that's what I said then, it's not looking that way now.
Yeah, And Vega right now, he was on 59 stacks, so that's a lot of extra AP, honestly. Like, it's quite fine. He's doing pretty decent so far, 8 minutes into the game. And
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, right now, right, it's... I'm surprised there hasn't been, like, any action bot lane. I would have expected, like, both the junglers to play bot side a lot more. Now, we do see that the Volibear here is... He's going for Craig here. Oh, the ward is there, though, so the trigger is just a little bit too late. I honestly think if they were a little bit more decisive and just pulled the trigger, that Jinx is dead 100%.
Yeah, J4 is a little bit behind when it comes to levels. He's still level 5. I have the feeling